Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Roenbeck. I'm the executive chef at the Boca Raton Resort and Club in sunny South Florida. Today we're going to make a very simple, very home-style, healthy garlic rosemary roasted pork loin. Okay folks, so like I said, what I have here is I have a beautiful, about a 2-pound pork loin. Now this came tied just like this from your local supermarket. So again, you look around for that. And again, we're going to go a little old school on this, a bit of an old school kind of classical style. I'm going to actually stud this with some whole garlic cloves like you would a leg of lamb like my mother and grandmother did years ago. So we're going to go old school on that, but then of course we're going to have some more love or some more marinate on there. So of course I have my whole garlic cloves. I have a little bit of chopped fresh garlic to get started. I have some, of course, fresh rosemary. I have some fresh thyme. I have a little bit of smoky paprika, okay, which I like to add in. It's going to help give us this golden color at the end when our pork is finished. Of course, a little bit of sea salt, some olive oil, some fresh cracked black pepper, and that's basically our marinade in a nutshell. So the other piece that I'd like to talk about is I like to let this marinate overnight, as long as possible. If you can get 24 hours, even better, because we just let all of those flavors just permeate into this pork loin. Okay, so again, like I said, a little old school. With the tip of my paring knife, I'm going to make some small incisions, just about 1/4 of an inch in. I'm going to work my whole garlic cloves. I'm just going to push them right down into the little incisions that I have. Don't get afraid here that you're going to be eating all this raw garlic. I mean, on the contrary, they're going to melt away. You're not even going to see them. They're going to melt right into the meat. All right. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to make my marinate or my rub. Okay. So again, I'm going to add a little bit more fresh garlic. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of fresh rosemary, 2 tablespoons of fresh thyme, 2 tablespoons smoky paprika. Okay. I'm also going to take a little, as I have a little bit of fresh rosemary here. I like some of the bigger pieces to be on the outside of the pork. I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt, cracked black pepper. So that's our dry mix right here. Okay. That's our dry mix. And then I'm going to add about 1/4 cup. About 1/4 cup of my olive oil. Then I'm going to let this baste on the top. I'm going to try to rub this all around. Okay? And again, if you have the time, if you don't, it doesn't make or break the dish, but if you have the time, let the marinade sit overnight, at least 24 hours. Okay? So now I'm ready for the oven. Okay? So I marinated my pork loin. I mean, it has beautiful color. Look at that already. That smoky paprika and all those fresh herbs and all the garlic studs in there, that's going to be absolutely beautiful. So that one's ready to go. A little fancier touch that I like to do with the pork loin is, again, because there's a little bit of fat on the outside of the pork loin, I like to use that rendering and all of that flavor, what we call in the kitchen, love. Okay, all the love that comes off of this pork loin is now going to go into the bottom of my pan. So what I like to do is I like to take some of my root vegetables and I like to put them in the bottom of my pan. I like to rest the pork loin on top, and then I'll finish that in the oven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little pan and I'm going to add in some whole fresh thyme. Again, a little bit of whole rosemary. I'm going to add in sliced onions. I'm going to take my potatoes. You want whole red potatoes, whatever kind of potatoes. I corded up my Yukon Gold potatoes. I'm going to add them in. And then I have some baby carrots that I just kind of rough chopped. They don't have to be baby carrots. They could be cello carrots or whatever. Parsnips, rutabagas, whatever. So I have a little bit of herb. I'm going to kind of wake the whole thing up with just a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to give this a quick toss all together. I'm going to be careful with how much salt and pepper I put on here. okay, because I think there's enough seasoning on my pork. By the time it all works its way down in there, that'll be fine. So again, I lift up my fancy little rack. I put all my vegetables in the bottom. I put my rack back down. I take my, hopefully, 24-hour marinated garlic rosemary pork loin, okay? And now this beauty is ready for the oven, okay? I'm going to pop this in a 400-degree preheated oven for about 15 to 18 minutes. I want that pork loin to start to get some color and some caramelization and start to really work on that little bit of fat cap that's on the top there. So after the 15 or 18 minutes, I'm going to lower my oven down to 350 degrees, and I am going to go for another half an hour, okay, approximately 30 minutes. Again, for the sake of time, here we go. This is what came out of the oven. I have my thermometer. I'm at 155, 158 degrees. I'm going to remove my thermometer, okay? And what I did was I removed all my root vegetables from my pan. I kept some of the sauce from the bottom, and I'm going to simply take my pork loin that I removed from the oven. I'm going to cut the butcher twine. I'm going to remove the butcher twine. There we go. So, again, what I did was I removed some of my roasted root vegetables from my pan. I tilted the pan sideways. I took some of the drippings from the bottom of the pan, and I am simply going to let my roast rest for about 10 minutes before I start to slice, okay? Okay, folks, there we go. Rosemary, garlic, roasted pork loin. Enjoy. Thank you.